Madridistas, I tried to be hyped for you all for the next season this summer because of the new signings, the new energy, Cucurella, Dumfries. On paper, it's real progress. But if I'm honest, I'm genuinely worried about this team because of not the balance, not the squad in itself. I'm worried about the man making this decision because out there is one player that would fix almost everything wrong in one signing. A Galactico in the truest sense of the word, and still somehow Real Madrid aren't already working on this signing. The worst is that it's not even a football thing anymore. It's something else entirely. Stick around because what I'm about to show you will say everything about where this club stands right now. The signing I'm talking about is Rodri, who's actually 30 years old. He plays for Manchester City. He just won the Golden Ball at the World Cup. He won the tournament with Spain. He was the best player. If you watched him at the World Cup, you know that he dominated, for example, Tchouaméni, this France in the midfield. You know that he made look Enzo Fernandez completely average in the final when Enzo Fernandez had been one of the best players or one of the best midfielders at the entire World Cup. Enzo Fernandez, who is wanted by Real Madrid, who are willing to pay around 100 million to Chelsea. He recovered from a serious ACL injury and he's almost back at his best. Honestly, what Rodri is doing is not normal at that age. He is again under contract to Manchester City in 2027. He still has only 1 year left on his contract. He doesn't look that he will extend. So this is a possible transfer, and here's why he would fix everything at Real Madrid. First of all, Florentino Perez had promised a Galactico signing. Tell me any other name that represents a Galactico than Rodri in the modern football. Yes, a Galactico would be, for example, Kylian Mbappe. You already have Kylian Mbappe. Would be a player like Erling Haaland. You don't need Erling Haaland. And Rodri is the truest meaning of a Galactico right now because, again, he won the Golden Ball at the World Cup. He won the World Cup, and he didn't win the World Cup because he was playing just for Spain. No, he led every statistical category at the entire tournament. A few of the stats, for example, he finished the tournament with a 93.2 passing accuracy while still attempting 26 tackles across all the 8 games. That's a genuine elite two-way numbers. He's won, again, in his career, 20 trophies. He's won the Champions League, of course, Premier League. He's won it 4 times. He's won the Euros. He's won the World Cup. He has won everything for Spain. He's literally a Spain legend. And of course, he won the Ballon d'Or. And tactically, why would he fit at Real Madrid? Because, again, Real Madrid have never replaced Toni Kroos. And Jose Mourinho wanna play with a double pivot. That's the wish. That's why they also wanted a player like Enzo Fernandez. Now imagine Rodri alongside Tchouaméni or Rodri alongside a player like Valverde. That gives Real Madrid a real defensive control in midfield. When was the last time Real Madrid had a real defensive control in the midfield? I think it's still when Toni Kroos played again. And that double pivot also gives Bellingham the freedom to play completely as a number 10 because Bellingham, you have seen it in the World Cup also, Bellingham has never been a number 8. Bellingham is a pure number 10, a box crusher. That's exactly how he was the best player for England, scoring 7 goals at the World Cup, which is a record actually for England. So this isn't just a great signing, this is the signing that unlocks everyone in midfield, whether Bellingham or other players who are more offensive minded, rather than players like Tchouaméni or even Valverde, who's more a box-to-box midfielder. Now the obvious counter example is that he's 30 years old. Yes, he's arriving late in his career. Real Madrid don't sign players in their late career, but Real Madrid just signed Dumfries, who's also 30 years old, and he signed him on a 4-year deal. So age clearly isn't a real deal breaker when Perez wants a player. The real issue with Perez is that he'd rather spend that 200 million on Olise, who's a brilliant player, but Real Madrid attack isn't what's broken. The problem at Real Madrid is the midfield in itself because Vinicius, Mbappe, and even Bellingham are already there in the attack. The real thing is that Olise sells you more shots. He is more marketable. He is more box office. He's the kind of signing that generates headlines. You know, Rodri doesn't really sell shirts the same way. He just wins you football matches, and Real Madrid, in the situation they are right now, they need to win. Another counter would have been, yeah, Manchester City won't sell. No, Manchester City have no leverage about Rodri because, again, he has only 1 year left on his contract. So if Man City can sell him rather than losing him on a free, they will do it, and they won't reclaim a crazy fee. They won't reclaim 100 million as I saw everyone quoting. No, I'm pretty sure that you can go sign Rodri for less than 100 million. In this current football market, you won't find a better price for a player like Rodri. You know, the other thing is that Rodri wants to leave. Rodri has confirmed that he would love to return to Spain. He didn't directly say that he wants to join Real Madrid, but that's clearly the message because he's linked to Real Madrid. So you have a player that would love to represent you, a player that wouldn't be hard to negotiate a deal with, and also Manchester City already replaced him by signing Elliot Anderson on a record deal. So again, everything leads to that transfer. But again, I'm scared for Real Madrid fans that this won't even happen. Another one would have been, yeah, but he's had an ACL injury, but yeah, he's recovered from that ACL injury. He has played minutes in the Premier League this season. He was really good at the end of the season, and at the World Cup again we saw all his real level. And with the amount of options Madrid would have in the midfield, Rodri wouldn't necessarily play all the games, you know, but we've seen the leadership that he brings, the experience that he brings, the quality on the ball that he brings. That's what Real Madrid really need. And the real definition of a Galactico, Perez seems to have forgotten it, because it's not the one who sells more shots, not the one who's more marketable, it's the one who actually makes this team unbeatable. Honestly, if Real Madrid somehow miss out on this signing, then it will be complicated to defend more Perez, because we're talking about the best maybe Spanish player of the last decade, the best number 6 of maybe all time. You have the chance to sign him still in his prime years. He's only turned 30 years old, and again, he's a Ballon d'Or winner. He is a real Galactico. He unlocks everyone in the midfield. He wants to represent, again, Real Madrid. He's Spanish, because also Florentino Perez wants to bring in more Spanish players. That's why they signed also a player like Cucurella. That's the message that Florentino Perez was trying to give. You have the chance to sign the best player of Spain, and you don't do it. You bring 200 million Michael Olise. Honestly, I'm curious to know what Real Madrid fans think. Am I the only one that thinks actually Rodri is a no-brainer and he would be the most important signing that Real Madrid has done in the last 10 years? Or am I wrong, and maybe Real Madrid need another attacker, right winger in Michael Olise, and still keep players like Camavinga in midfield, like Tchouaméni? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this one, please like, subscribe for more football content. I want to reach 1,000 subs as soon as possible, so if you can help me, I would appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.